Today, we'll leave no stone unturned as we analyze the extensive University of Texas Center for Electromechanics report, Hydrogen, Air Quality, and Climate Change. We'll address both the benefits and the challenges, focus on NOx, SOx, and PM2.5 emissions, and deliver actionable insights for policymakers, industry, and the public. All of this on today's Hydrogen Podcast. While climate change commands global headlines, urban air quality remains an urgent and highly visible public health issue, especially in major cities across the world. The report highlights that despite improvements in Europe and North America, air pollution from transportation and industry, measured through NOx, SOx, and PM2.5, remains responsible for millions of premature deaths globally each year. The U.S. transportation sector alone is responsible for roughly 50% of national NOx emissions, a major precursor to ozone smog, and about 29% of overall greenhouse gas emissions. PM2.5, much of it from vehicle and industrial combustion, continues to drive risks of asthma, cardiovascular disease, and early mortality. Historically, strong policy interventions like California's ZEV mandate and Europe's incremental stage emissions standards have demonstrated that progress is possible. In California, for example, zero-emission vehicle policy has driven huge EV adoption, 26% of new vehicle sales in late 2024, and corresponding air quality improvements, especially in NOx and PM2.5. Yet, many states and countries, Texas for instance, still see EV shares well below 7%, and air quality standards are not uniformly enforced. But let's talk specifics. Hydrogen offers three critical pathways for improving air quality. The first is fuel cell electric vehicles. When FCEVs replace diesel or gasoline fleets, they eliminate tailpipe emissions altogether, delivering zero NOx, SOx, and PM2.5 at the source of use. In heavy-duty trucking, this shift can be immediate and dramatic, especially in port cities and transportation corridors where diesel pollution drives localized health risks. The second is hydrogen internal combustion engines. The report documents a technical breakthrough. JCB and other manufacturers have proven that hydrogen-fueled combustion engines can meet and even surpass the EV Stage 5 standards for NOx particulates, historically a hard stop for combustion engines. New H2 ICE technology with advanced after-treatment now offers diesel-level performance with a small fraction of the NOx or PM2.5, providing a valuable bridge where fuel cell and refueling ecosystems scale up. The EU standards are more stringent than the US, pushing innovation that should soon migrate globally. And the third is industrial replacements. Hydrogen can replace high NOx and high SOx industrial fuels in refineries, steel, and chemical production, especially as regulatory pressure mounts, making low and zero emissions options economically compelling in emissions trading and carbon taxed environments. The core insight is that hydrogen, when properly deployed and regulated, delivers dual wins, reducing both long-term climate risk and near-term local health burden of NOx, SOx, and particulate pollution. And the public health math is substantial. Millions of avoided premature deaths globally and billions saved in healthcare costs every year. But the report is honest about the economic headwinds, and that's essential for a mature pro-hydrogen discussion. The deployment of hydrogen, be it fuel cells or advanced combustion, has historically been slowed by four issues. The first is infrastructure. In the U.S., FCEV deployment is impeded by an underdeveloped hydrogen refueling network. California, a leader here, counts for about 50 stations as of mid-2025 with intermittent downtime and reliability issues. Although over 100 more are in development, station scalability and fuel logistics remain cost and technical hurdles. Supply interruptions and evolving subsidy rules can undercut business models, most notably Air Products retreating from several key refueling projects. The second is cost competitiveness. While the cost of hydrogen production and technology is falling, especially for vehicles, the upfront price still lags that of internal combustion and even battery electric alternatives in many markets. Lower cost hydrogen engines represent a partial solution since they leverage existing manufacturing bases, can use less pure hydrogen and scale quickly. Still, the report flags the need for further price reductions for widespread adoption. The third is policy uncertainty. Shifting government rules like the U.S. Treasury's Section 45V implementation, which excludes some hydropowered hydrogen, have disrupted project economics and led to the pause of projects that counted on prior guidance. Stable, pro-innovation policy frameworks are vital if hydrogen solutions are to see real-world growth in both North America and Europe. And fourth is the source of hydrogen. The report cautions that the air quality wins of hydrogen are realized at the point of use, regardless of hydrogen production path. That said, for maximum impact on both health and climate, the value chain should ultimately migrate towards low-emission and renewable hydrogen sources as economics allow. Experience in North America and Europe shows that robust coordinated policy is critical. In California, targeted regulation combined with investment and industry mandates has vastly improved air quality and pushed ZEV adoption from less than 1% of vehicles sold in 2012 to over 26% in 2024. That translates to meaningful reductions in NOx, SOx, and PM2.5 in cities like Los Angeles and Oakland. Europe's even tougher standards, like EU's Stage 5 for both NOx and PM2.5, have accelerated the adoption of zero-emission and near-zero-emission technology in both light and heavy-duty vehicles. The approval of hydrogen combustion engines for non-road vehicles in the EU marks the entry of hydrogen into industrial and construction machinery as well, amplifying health benefits for some of Europe's most exposed workers and communities. Deploying hydrogen in targeted fleets, ports, buses, urban logistics, and off-road equipment has the fastest, most cost-effective air quality impact. The report advocates for a focus on urban and industrial zones where pollution causes the greatest harm, especially to disadvantaged populations. And let's apply these lessons. For North America, the U.S. should further streamline and incentivize hydrogen deployment for heavy-duty vehicles and retrofit programs in regions with high NOx and PM2.5 like Southern California, Houston, Chicago, and New York. And Canada can deploy hydrogen solutions quickly in Alberta, Ontario, and British Columbia to address industrial pollution and urban air quality. Also, going forward, policymakers need to ensure that hydrogen infrastructure investment keeps pace with vehicle market growth, providing certainty to investors and manufacturers. And advanced H2ICE programs could accelerate air quality gains even in regions with slower BEV adoption. And for Europe, expansion of hydrogen refueling networks, fleet mandates for public transit, and incentives for both FCEVs and advanced H2ICEs are critical to maintain progress on NOx and PM2.5 reductions in megacities and heavy industry regions. Local air quality monitoring and reporting standards can be enhanced to verify and quantify public health improvements, reinforcing support for further hydrogen investment. And Europe needs to also focus on hydrogen's role in replacing high-emission industrial fuels, especially where combined with carbon capture or renewables, where that will rise rapidly as emission standards further tighten. But we all need to remember that hydrogen, it's not a cure-all, and this report makes it clear. Brake and tire wear, volatile organic compounds, and resuspended road dust continue to generate PM2.5 even in zero tailpipe vehicles. To realize maximum public health benefits, cities must pair hydrogen vehicle strategies with broader traffic, urban planning, and industry controls. And hydrogen supplied by carbon-intensive sources should be aggressively transitioned as renewable hydrogen becomes increasingly cost competitive. In practice, economic impact analysis shows that every dollar spent on reducing NOx and PM2.5 yields $30 to $50 public health return, largely driven by avoided hospitalizations, reduced work absences, and extended lifespans. Full decarbonization, including scalable hydrogen deployment, offers society the largest bang for its buck. Hydrogen, uniquely, stands at the intersection of climate and immediate air quality action. It's a lever that can lower NOx, SOx, and PM2.5 emissions quickly and dramatically, especially in transportation, heavy industry, and urban hotspots. The UT-CEM report should motivate leaders in both North America and Europe. Invest in hydrogen as a public health solution, not just a climate tool. Real gains are possible now, even as the full transition to renewable hydrogen unfolds. All right, that's it for me, everyone. If you have a second, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a good review on whatever platform it is that you listen to. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, whatever it is. That would be a tremendous help to the show. And as always, if you ever have any feedback, you're welcome to email me directly at info@thehydrogenpodcast.com. So until next time, keep your eyes up and honor one another.